Good morning. All right, so we're here at Study Guide Cool Down 2.7. This video is meant to guide you with the 7th cool down topic, and it will get you guided through the thinking for the solution and prepared for the final. So on the cool down, it has a full question, but I went ahead and put it in my own words. Write an equation with horizontal intercepts at -7, 8, and 15. So what I'd like to do first here is actually write down the coordinate pairs, because these are also called x-intercepts. Zeros are roots, just to remind you of the vocabulary that was assessed. So they're called x-intercepts, zeros, roots are names that go along with the word horizontal intercepts. And I believe a few cooldowns ago, if I'm not mistaken, cooldown 5 had us remind ourselves that when on a graph, if we have horizontal intercepts, they all have one thing in common, a y value of 0, okay? So x-intercepts are always written in the form x, comma 0, and the value of x changes. As you can see here, the first x-intercept had an x value of -7, y value 0. The second horizontal intercept had an x value of 8, y value of 0. The third, 15 and 0. You get the idea, right? So it's x, comma y. The y is always 0, but the x can change depending on the location. So if it's on the left side, it's going to be something negative. If it's on the left of the 0, right? So that's what I'm talking about. So if you're to the left of the 0, the origin, these are all negative. And if you're over here, they're all positive. But no matter what, you're always going to have a y value of 0. So it's going to be positive x, comma 0. And over here, you're going to have negative x, comma 0. Just a little background knowledge there, so you can conceptualize, visualize what's going on, why it's going on, and not just feel like you're writing stuff down or copying, but rather have an understanding of why these things are so. Okay, so in order to write the equation, ladies and gentlemen, that's actually the easy part. So I'm going to write y equals, and the first step when writing your equation is you write y equals and make space for the number of factors equal to the number of horizontal intercepts they give you in the question. They gave us 3 x-intercepts, and I'm not sure about you, but if I just saw numbers there, that wouldn't quite make sense to me. But when I see parentheses, which is why I put it into coordinate pair form, it helps me visualize how many parentheses I need. So that's why I did it. Okay, so the second step is to put an x inside each of the factors. The third step, this is where the money's at. You're gonna write numbers here, here, and here, okay? You simply do that by switching the value of the x inside the coordinate pair. So there's -7, +7, +8, -8, +15, -15. So there, we got every single value represented in its corresponding factor. That's it. We have created our equation. So now comes the part where we had to answer these additional questions. So the second question is asking, is the horizontal intercept at -7 makes y equal 0 when it is substituted into. So if we substitute, let me change colors here. There we go. If we substitute -7 into the first factor, x plus 7, it will give us a y equals 0. Watch. I'm gonna ignore these two and just be concerned with this one here. So there's -7, I'm gonna replace the x with -7. Boom, done. All right, this is me encouraging my students to check their work, that if you plug in the horizontal intercept value into the factor of the equation you created, you should get a y equals 0. Okay, next question. It's asking if you substitute x equals 8 into here. Let me go ahead and do some circling. Orange, yeah. So it's basically asking you now, if I substitute this x into this factor, what would y equal? Okay, so instead of x, I'm going to replace it with 8. 8 minus 8, y equals 0. All right, and there it is. That was the next question. What's the last one? Oh, it was asking about the synonyms. So x-intercepts, roots, zeros, and horizontal intercepts are all the same idea. All right, so let me just go ahead and run you through what we did here. They gave us 3 values, called them horizontal intercepts. I then converted those values into coordinate pairs. Each of these coordinate pairs has a y value of 0, because by definition, an x-intercept always has a y value of 0. So I can comfortably place that on the right-hand side. And then I reminded my students that if I have 3 parentheses from those 3 coordinate pairs, in the equation, I want to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3 sets of parentheses. Excellent. Now, I placed an x into each of the factors, and I switched the sign, and I'm done. Now, an additional piece of work is to actually check that your equation works. So how did I do that? I plugged into the factor the x value and checked that it gave me a y value of 0. Okay, you see why that's important, I hope. Same thing. And just a little extra here. I know we're done, but why not? Uh, 15 minus 15, let me just scooch you a bit. There we go. Y equals 0. And that one works too. All right, that's it. Good luck.